Hi everyone. So I'm just getting going with our YouTube video, and when I do the settings, there's like a lag in allowing you live feed and some of the features for the YouTube channel. But I did want to get on here and at least record a video and introduce myself if you don't already know me. My name's Jessica McNamara, and me and my husband, or me and my family, we also have a son, are the owners of Aesthetic Equine. So we are a focused breeding program, and we are located in Wisconsin. Our, that's kind of the purpose and the founding of why we named our farm, why it's an actual LLC and a farm, is more focused on the production. So we offer different stallions for breeding to both our own mares and outside mares. And then one of our main focuses with many of our mares is foaling out babies and then selling those foals. Our personal focus, just because we're a very small family and a small farm, is usually to be selling younger stock and selling breedings to our stallions. We do not offer any formal training, but we definitely have had horses stay here to an older age and done some of the training ourselves, or for some of our personal horses that do stay here, we do offer some training. But we are mostly focused on that production side of horses, which is a little different to look at it that way. We often think of horses as being more companions or more pets, and oftentimes you might meet people that use them for showing or use them for trail riding or driving, and we definitely participate in some of that stuff ourselves, but it's not the focus of our actual farm business. So as I go, I will be sharing more videos, hopefully of individual horses and talking about them, but I wanted to get on here and introduce myself, and then also talk about what our main focus is with the breeds that we feature on our farm. So we raise Morgan horses, and those would be registered Morgan horses. So they are purebred and they are an American breed. Most of ours are Western working, crossed with what I like to call vintage show lines. So a lot of times we're focusing, when we do and raise our Morgans or we create our own crosses, is we really want to maintain that versatility. But we do have many of our foals that have gone on and done combined driving and eventing, dressage, Western working type of events. So that might be reining, as well as some of the more ranch stuff, or even working with cattle. And I'm trying to think, I don't want to miss any of them, but we also have a few that would be coming from our lines that have gone into some show levels. Usually it's been more focused towards Western pleasure or hunt, but we do definitely have tons of horses, tons of our Morgans that end up in family homes. And one reason is because with the Morgan horse breed, and it's one reason that we established our farm with that breed, is because they have big personalities. And in that, not necessarily challenging to work with personalities, but the Morgans as a whole are very fun, and they really do connect with their people. So they can make amazing, great family horses. And that might be because they're also brave. So when families want to do things such as trail riding, it allows them to have a little bit of a mindset of a horse that, instead of spook and run, a lot of our Morgans are like, they maybe look, but many of them also want to go approach whatever it is. So sometimes you'll find, like on our Facebook or Instagram, you'll find that we share funny videos of what our Morgans do. So when we do weaning, usually we have a group of young horses, and oftentimes if I'm cleaning the barn and they're kind of moseying around, you'll find that I'll post a video of them, playing tug of a war with a plastic bag that they drug out of the garbage, and not really being afraid of it, but more inquisitive. And that can be out in the pasture too. We had a few of the horses this year. One of them especially liked to play almost fetch or tug of war with the other horses. He would pick up sticks and he would share those and kind of go around and try to get the other foals to grab onto it, and just kind of being silly, but they do have big personalities. And the second breed, so that's kind of our Morgans. That's what we originally started. Some of our production or our breeding farm is based on. Our second breed, however, is the Andalusian. So they are a Spanish breed. Ours are the ANSI, so they are the, oftentimes you'll see me denote if they've finished all their paperwork through Spain is PRE. So there is different people that we meet that will categorize Andalusians and Lusitanos in the same group. And it's mostly because of some of the, if you aren't really into the breeds, just the general area and some of the general connected history that those two breeds can have. So we raise the Spanish Andalusians, and we only have one stallion. He's a little bit older. I don't know if we'll add a second stallion, but we do offer him both for fresh breeding, and as he ages, we have a stock of frozen semen. And he's pretty cool. He was imported from Spain, not by us. He lives here as his semi-retired home, but was an upper level dressage horse. He is actually a qualified horse. So in Spain, there's different categories horses can test and earn. And for the stallions, there's a detailed riding test, detailed aspects of physical measurements. I do believe with the stallions, they have to evaluate some of their breeding qualities. So they're actually maybe looking at those traits as well as some of the offspring in order to reach a qualified status. And I think at one point in the United States, only like 3% of the breed was qualified. So it is something that makes him pretty neat. He's here, and we've had several of his foals. We have had the purebred Andalusians out of him, and then we have had a few crosses or mares that maybe have a different registry base. They still might be Andalusian, but they end up being crosses, and they can be registered in the American registry. So we do have him, and then we just have a very few select number of. And with our Andalusians, we do try to do, at least we have in the past, try to do a little bit more showing in hand and just really educating ourselves and learning about the breed, because we don't mass produce the Andalusians. Like I said, maybe one every other year right now. So it's definitely a secondary breed on our farm. And with our Morgans, we still aren't mass producing them because we'll have anywhere from typically 3 to 6 foals a year. So those are the two breeds we have, but my personal foundation and some of before we actually started a business still connects back to paint horses and quarter horses. So we do have some other breeds here on the farm. Most of them will age out and not be replaced. And many of the paints that we have are actually descendants of my first horse that I ever owned. I do not come from a family that had horses, but I was able to get a horse when I was a child. So our paint horses still stem back to her pedigree. Anyways, that's a little bit about us. Hopefully some of our upcoming videos aren't just me getting on the screen talking, but I have to start somewhere, and I have to get a little bit of a feel of how my videos are going to work on YouTube. And hopefully some of these will be out in the barn. And once I get my phone fully set up and try a few live streams, as well as saved videos, we are going to be creating different albums. So feel free to check back with us and learn a little bit more about our horses.